Let's live in peace, love, unity. Gambia, Gambia, make it love. Gambia, Gambia, sing it love.
MBT Music. MBT Music.
Gambia, I call it lady dear, ya hayesa. 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 Settle no more, what I hale ilaku.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness.
Good afternoon.
Kindly sit down. Mr. Witness, please be kindly reminded that you are still under oath for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sallah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, you are welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed?
Yes, Sarah, we were discussing the 2020-2021 audit report.
Yes.
When you appeared last, we had a discussion regarding the conference center
Yes.
and the privately secured or procured receipts, right?
Yes.
There were about 30 or more receipt books that you procured.
Yes.
Now, you opened a special account
Yes.
for that?
Yes.
Was it with Supersonics?
Yes, supersonic account.
So all the transactions would reflect.
Yes. Until at a certain time we moved to the trust bank account.
When was that?
That was lately 2021.
Late 2021.
Yes.
Are you saying after 2021 there was no transaction in the Supersonics account?
Yeah, the directives was giving, but later on when I came here, I saw that there was still deposit on the supersonic account that I was not aware. But when we said, in fact, that account was supposed to be closed as agreed at that time. But when I came to the commission, I saw there was still some deposit until in 2023.
Okay. But then, Mamadou Sedeba
Yes.
was in charge of the conference center.
Yes.
Please turn to page 14.
14.
Yes. In 2020, you were still there as the finance director?
20?
20.
Yes.
You left in 2021.
Yes, 2020 I was there.
When did you leave to Basse?
2023, July.
3. Good.
Yes.
So, page 14, where it is stated that there was an unaccounted duplicate receipts of $977,600. These were books supplied by the unknown private printer for the council's conference center. In fact, what is the name of the individual you procured these receipts from?
This first receipt books was procured by the then CEO, Passet Sise.
By the CEO, Passet
Yes,
Sise.
and the second one.
Is that the first batch, the first 10?
The first 10, yes.
Okay.
Then the second batch was procured by myself under the director of Sidi Toure through one Momodu Ibrahima Sediba.
The second batch through?
Ibrahima Sediba.
Through Momodu
Ibrahima
Sediba.
Sediba, yes.
So you did not procure the first 10 batch?
No.
But you didn't say that initially. And Pastor Tise said that you, even though he gave instructions, of course you agreed with, both of you agreed, but apparently you're the one who procured the first 10 receipts.
When we had the general council meeting, that those receipt books should be procured. And I cannot exactly remember who those, but those, after when they were procured, they were handed over to me and I was giving it to Momodu Sedeba. That is a fact. But I cannot definitely remember who procured the first 10 books. But the last books that were procured, it was procured by myself because when the center manager gave notice that the books are exhausted, then he requested, then the CEO advised me to request. And that's the time that we requested those 30 books from Ibrahima Sediba.
So,
Yes.
can you just clarify for us? You said the first 10 GTRs receipt books were procured by the CEO.
Yes.
Did you say so?
Yes.
And is that your evidence?
Yes.
Thank you.
So it was one Ibrahima Sediba of Talindi
Yes.
that you procured the rest from.
Yes.
Now, the amount of money that I've already read out to you, $977,600. Further, some of the exhausted GTRs revealed that the first ones used were not posted to any cash book, and the subsequent GTRs were posted to collectors' manager's cash book and the main cash book of the council. These collections were not traced to any of the council's bank accounts. Would that be correct?
Yes. In relation to the conference center, I had, of course, as I've been the director of finance,
Yes.
I had little control over, because there was a lot of issues that had happened in the conference center. Because first, when Sediba was appointed,
Right.
I complained here who will be responsible for receiving the funds at the conference center.
But what does that have to do with your supervisory role in relation to Mamadou Sediba's collection?
Mamadou Sediba's collection, sometimes he retired to the CEO, because on several times he will come to the CEO's office and retired, and the cashiers, the amount received from him, the cashiers will after depositing, the cashier will receive from Mamadou Sediba, says the amount under bank deposit as it.
When he retires to the CEO, what do you do? How do you reconcile that?
No, with the center, honestly speaking, I take responsible of not taking control, because a lot of things I had it several times with the CEO, with the center manager, and with almost all the councillors, that the center is not operating in a way that the financial instructions gave us. And that was the time I said, let us employ a center manager, a cashier, and a receptionist who will be responsible for the transactions of the center. But that I was never. That
so
was
he said, Mamadou Sediba said in his testimony and also in the statement that when he collects revenue, he will now hand over to you, and then in your department, and then you will issue him with a receipt indicating receipt of the monies, which you will later bank as far as he's concerned. So let me read to you. Said the fourth line, I was issued privately procured GTRs, receipt books by CEO CC and Director of Finance by Gibbi Sallah, to collect revenue from the tenants and to submit the exhausted receipt books to finance, and subsequently receive another supply from Director of Finance. I started collecting revenue from the center without being issued a cash book, and subsequently collected a total amount of $623,998. It was deposited in the council's account at Supersonics as per the GTR receipt issued to me by the Director of Finance. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So he was with the knowledge or with the understanding that when you issue him with a receipt, the GTR receipt, it indicates that you have already deposited the money.
He has never given me I have never received any cash.
But you give him receipt?
Yes, when he deposits those monies to the accounts.
No, he does not deposit it to the account.
He does not?
He will not deposit the money into the account. He will pay into your department, the finance unit.
That I'm not aware.
But that's what he stated clearly. Do I have to read it again?
I have never seen physical cash from him.
But why will you give him receipt then?
And wait, if he deposit those monies and he bring us the bank slips, he has his bank slips, and that's the time that we will give him receipts.
Okay, that's fine. So the finance of the auditor says that these monies could not be traced, and there is a sample to show how much was collected when, and then the cash book not indicating the amount, and we have the Supersonics bank account. We will ask the registrar to show you the bank account, so that when I call out the details of a particular transaction, then you show us. Is that okay, sir?
Yes.
So 16th of December 2020, Mamadou Sediba collected $93,700.
16th of December.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 16th of December is not here.
It's not there. 2020.
Yes.
Exactly. Not now. 22nd January 2020.
27.
That was 22nd January 2020. So the collection was made between the 16th of December 2022, the 22nd of January 2020. So during this period, he collected $93,700. I correct myself. So did you deposit this money to the account? Do you understand? I think you have a copy of the audit report.
Yes, that's what I'm. On the 16th of December, I didn't see the 93,700. It's not here.
throughout the period, from the
Yes.
16th of December 2020 to the 22nd of January.
Yes.
It should be 2021. You haven't seen the transactions. How about the 22nd of January 2021, 26th of February 2021? $100,100 was collected, and you gave him a receipt to that effect. I think he has the
Yes,
the
I
audit.
have. Yeah, I have it here.
Do you see the transaction, because you are
Yeah,
shown
of
the
100,000. Yes, I saw it. 101,000. 100.
Yes.
$100,000. $100.
yes,
Yes, I saw it.
where?
No, I said I saw it on the audit, but it's not in the statement.
It's not in the bank statement.
Yes.
But you see the serial number that he was issued with, the receipt to show that he had paid to the financial staff $100,100. Now, 28th of February 2021 to the 31st of March 2021, he was issued with a receipt serial number 000151 to 000200. The amount he collected, which he deposited into your department, is $182,700.
Yes.
Can you see that? Can you see
Yes,
where?
I saw it.
You have seen it in the audit report.
Yes, on that line.
Yes. How about the supervisor's account? Is it there? Did it feature anywhere?
28th of February. No, 28th of February, no amount was deposited. It was, the last deposit was 26.
So all these monies, there are no indication of it being deposited.
Yes.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
The same applied to the amount $115,100 in 2021 September, and $68,300.
I think here, there's an issue of this duplication, this 001 to 0050, Mohamed Sediba, under 0051 to 100.
That is what?
If you look at the receipt numbers,
Yes.
like the first one is 0051
Yes.
to 0000.
Yes.
You can see that $100,100.
0051
Yes, 0051.
to 0000.
Yes.
I can see where? On
Like on the 22nd of January
yes.
2021.
Yes.
And also on the 30th of September 2021.
Yes.
Meaning the same receipt numbers has been.
Duplicates.
Yes.
We have issues of duplicates. We've already discussed that.
Yeah.
If you turn to page, I think we've already discussed the issue of duplicates. That
Yes.
has already.
Yes, I
Page
understand.
13.
Yes, I understand
It
now.
tells you, just wait a minute, let's have it for clarity purposes. It says unaccounted multiple duplicate GTR books. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That these monies, in fact, there were duplicate receipt books that were being procured as well. So it makes matters more serious. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So now, all these duplicates, collections were being made. The same receipt book be duplicated and collections were made. So which means you'll have one receipt book being procured and then probably being photocopied or so, or however you do it, but it becomes a duplicate.
Just to assist your counsel, I believe what the accountants are saying
Yes.
is that the duplicates could be such that 2 GTRs
Yes.
with receipt number 100550 to 100 would be produced twice.
Yes.
So that is what is meant by duplicate.
Absolutely.
Not photocopying it. They will produce one receipt book, 50 to 100, but it will be in 2 sets.
2 sets.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So either or, you have 2 sets of the same receipt books. And collections were done using both receipt books of the same serial numbers.
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
But then you issued out, you have really confirmed collected monies from Sediba
I have confirmed collecting money.
by issuing him a receipt. Do you understand that?
I confirmed receiving the bank deposits, but
By-
I can confirm that I have never received any cash
I
from
didn't say you have
Momodu
received
Sediba.
cash from him directly, but you manage a department, a unit.
Yes,
Do you understand? You have a cashier.
yes.
And he said clearly that these monies will be paid to you. When we say you, I mean your office, and you issue him with the receipt.
Sediba has never brought any cash to our office, to my office, or to my department as I can confirm. All I can confirm is he will go to the bank, lodge these, bring the deposit slips. Of course, there are certain instances whereas he will make some expenses authorized by the CEO, then he will bring those payment vouchers. Then even at the receipts that we give him, we will say cash deposited this amount and cash spent this amount. That I can attest.
So now,
But we have never, he has never brought $2 to our account, to our office as
sorry, Mr. Sallah. So take it. You have the supersonic statement,
yes,
which is from Tuesday, 1st January 2019, opening balance.
yes.
You have that?
Yes, I have that.
Now, I want you to clarify the situation. You said this account was specifically opened for monies that are collected by Modu Sediba to be deposited in an account, right?
Yes, in respect
Yeah,
of this.
For the center.
Yes.
Now tell us, Thursday, 20th December 2020, cash deposit by Gibbi Sallah, that is Thursday, 10th December, the amount of 6,200. So this money, where is it coming from? Is it from the center?
Yes. You know this one?
Wait. Is it from the center?
Yes.
And is it cash?
Yes.
Who handed over this cash to you?
You know, this is the first transactions we did.
Wait. Who handed over this cash to you?
I cannot remember, but this was the first client we had.
Sorry. My question, you did not answer it. You deposited.
Yes.
You have confirmed this bank statement, right?
Yes, yes.
You have deposited this money, right?
Yes.
Now, my question is, who handed over this money to you to go and deposit in the account on Thursday, 10th December 2020?
This I cannot remember, because you know when we
Mr. Sallah, with all due respect, it cannot be any other person except Modu Sediba, because he is the only one that is at the center who collects money. Or is there any person that collects money from the center?
Nobody.
Aside from Modu?
You know, these 3 transactions were the first time that we had this center.
Yes.
And you know that the account was open at a zero balance. And when we were told that, I think this is the first time, this 7,500 was paid by for a hire of hall for 3 days, because then we were just beginning.
Who gave you the money to go and deposit? That is my problem, because you are as the DOF, you are not at the center, right?
Yes.
So you couldn't have collected this money for the hiring of that hall. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, you said it's only for 3 occasions.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
10th December, 11th December, 11th December. You deposited 6,200, 7,500, 1,600.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And what of Friday, 22nd January 2021? Is that not deposit by you? Friday, 22nd January 2021. That is 8,700. Is that not by you?
No, I don't deposit this amount. Those are the 3 first transactions I deposited.
So now tell us.
I don't know who this, because cash deposit by self. I don't know who this.
Who are the signatories to this account?
It is myself and Pat Sise.
So you are telling the commission that both you and Pat Sise deposit money in the account, because if it is not you, it has to be Pat Sise, because if it says self, but we can cross-check with the bank and
Yes.
we can know exactly who it is.
Exactly. The only time that I am aware of is these 3 transactions, and those were the first time that we started operating. This 7,500 was paid because at that time we were handling the hall first, because then even the this thing was not yet ready. The hot.
But you still did not answer my question, because
yeah,
is this monies that you took from somewhere else to open the account, or is it monies collected from clients?
Anything from this account is monies received from in respect of the conference center.
But
yes.
You cannot recall.
But I cannot recall
who gave you this money.
This money, to be honest.
Deposit.
Yes, to deposit.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yes, so the management response on page 15 says that before the advice given by the current CEO for the center manager to be posting all receipts issued into a cash book, collections were made, and it was only GTR receipt that the director of finance, that's you,
yes,
will draw and give it to him.
yes.
The receipts were discovered by the center manager, which was revenue collected at the center.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, there was a further comment by the auditor. Management's response did not address the audit recommendation. However, our review of the cash book and the GTRs provided with the management's response revealed that the amounts not posted in the collectors and the main cash book were posted retrospectively without evidence of deposits to council's accounts or expenses of council's activities. You see, you have a cash book wherein you retrospectively recorded transactions that probably were late. Now, therefore, the amount 977,600,000 should be recovered from the CEO and the manager of the conference center, and I will add you, because you're the finance director. Now, our further review of the cash book revealed unconfirmed deposits of $1,030,050 of collections paid to the cash receiving officer of the council, and receipts issued to the collectors therein. So there was an amount of $1,030,000 that your cashier under you, is the cashier is under your department, sir?
Yes.
Who was the cashier at the time?
CD Sane.
CD Sane.
Yes.
Now, that is the confirmation, and you will see a table. Do you see a table on page 16?
Yes.
The table suggests receipts that were issued to the conference manager, Momodu Sediba, by your department, your staff, your cashier, and these monies could not be traced. What can you give us the details of the first transactions?
This retirement of this center, I said that most of these transactions are done by the cashier, and I have very little knowledge, to be honest, on these things, because the 200, what they do is, when he bank these monies, he bring the bank deposit slips, and he's given a receipt.
But that's fine.
Yes.
That's okay as long as
that is all I know about
But as long as there's evidence of banking and you have issued a receipt. Well, once you issue the council GTR number receipt to Muru Sidiba or CD Sane, what would that indicate? Would that not indicate that you have evidence of banking transactions, so therefore you can issue out receipt?
That is the instructions.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you issue out this receipt, you must be able to be sure that the amount is being deposited. So what is the first transaction, sir?
The first transaction is Mohammed received 211,200.
Yes.
The other one 172,950.
So you have seen the council's GTR for the first transaction.
Yes.
Which is 3006093, which indicates that in fact your department issued out receipts to show that Muru Sidiba paid the amount of $211,200 to your office.
Yes. This can be traced through the GTR receipts, and we will.
No, the bank statements.
And the bank statement, respectively.
Yeah, so you have the bank statements there. Check the dates from the 31st of January 2022 to the 27th of February 2022 and tell us.
'21st of January, no deposit was made either. The 19th
All
and
the way
the 22nd.
to the 27th of February 2022. And you will advise us whether
On the 27th.
from the 21st of January 2022 to the 27th of February 2022. Almost a month. Whether you see anywhere that this amount of money is being deposited?
No, it's not seen.
So, where will the money be when if they're not in the account? Can you explain that? Sallah,
Yes.
can you explain that?
Well, all I know is when the bank, all the instructions I gave to this, my subordinate was, give him receipts if he give you the bank statements, if they give you the bank deposits.
Forget
if,
the
if
instructions.
they give them, yes, if they give him the deposits, the bank this thing, and they give him the deposits, then that means that they have not gone by the instructions given.
No, it means you have not gone by the instructions of the financial manual.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
And therefore, that is the more suspicious of fraud. That is the hard fact. Because if you can't account for these monies, clearly it's not in the account. The only logical conclusion would be there is an evidence of fraud. Because Mono Sediba was issued with receipts by your office, either by your very self or your staff, your office, which you have control over.
Yes.
And the amount entirely is more than $1 million, which cannot be traced in any of the bank accounts. So how can you now want to blame the cashier when you are the director of finance? Payments are being made in your name, your instructions. You confirm these things. You have evidence of them. That's why you keep a cash book. You do reconciliation. So you cannot account for these monies? But do you understand that
Yes.
as per the financial manual, it will be your responsibility if you don't account for these monies? Do you understand that?
Okay, yes, understand.
Good. Now, again, on the same page, there was a transaction of 318,000 by the guest house manager. That there were monies collected and posted in the manager's cash book, but were not paid to the council cash receiving officer or deposited to the council's accounts. So since you have the issue of duplicates, probably this is one of them. So collections were made, and then they could not be traced, but they are in the cash book.
Yes.
And it is your responsibility to reconcile the accounts.
Yes, very well.
Come again, sir?
I said very well.
So you agree, you take responsibility?
Yes, this one we have to reconcile with the cash.
You haven't reconciled.
Yeah,
You are in 2024, my friend.
Yes, I have to.
This 2024, you haven't done reconciliation. So if you haven't done reconciliation, what are you trying to explain? They are not in the account, or you want to confirm with the supervision account to see whether it's there? You can do that.
Yes, I will do that.
You can go ahead and see whether it is there. You think it may be deposited?
No, they are not in. I don't see them in the account.
But you have duplicates of receipt books. Where will you have duplicates of receipt books?
This duplicate of receipt books, I said to the commission that I got to know about these duplicates of receipt books when I came here. The reason is maybe the person who printed those books was not qualified, so he was just numbering number. I don't know, because to be honest, I didn't know that they were duplicated.
But you know that when the manager comes to account for these collections, you as the supervisor will have to reconcile the accounts and know exactly how much is collected.
If you ask the center manager,
do you know that?
If you ask the center manager, I never reconciled with him. He reconciled with the managers.
No.
I never reconciled with him.
No. The point is, whoever reconciles with the center manager, the risk will be you taking the risk because you are the finance director. It is your primary responsibility to do reconciliation, or is it not?
Yes, that's true.
Exactly. So don't try to shift the blame. All these monies, we are not saying you're the only one that is responsible, but you are primarily responsible. That is what the financial manual says. It even uses the words that you will be responsible. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Now, the amount 318 cannot be traced, not in the bank account. Mr. Sallah,
Yes.
that is a very serious situation. Turn to page 17. There was an issue of an unaccounted revenue of 1,514,000. I think we've already discussed this.
Yes.
How about on page 18, unpresented GTRs for auditing? Serial, okay, was also discussed. The payments not authorized by the CEO, page 22. Why are you making payments without authorization of by the CEO?
There is no payment that can be done with because he is the sole signatories to this thing. This could be an error, maybe that payment is done and that the cashiers did not send for the CEO to sign. But there is no payment that can be done without the consent of the CEO because he's the vote controller.
I didn't say consent, I say authorization.
Yeah, he has to authorize before payments is
How
done.
does the CEO authorize payments?
Like when a requisition is approved, a check is raised. And if a check is raised, they prepare the payment vouchers. Sometimes, it's true that sometimes we'll even raise the check, send to this for him to sign before the payment vouchers is authorized. That is true.
Mr. Sallah, is it not true that some of your accounts, any two persons can sign?
Yes.
Is it not also possible that any one person can sign
Anyone? No, it's not
for
possible.
the accounts?
No, it's
I
not.
just want to be clear.
No, it's not possible.
Yes. But there are some accounts that any two persons can sign.
Yeah, the only account that we had where any two can sign is the COVID account when we added the chairman as its signatories. But the other council's account is the director of finance and the CEO in our council.
So in this circumstance, under what basis would the auditors say that the CEO did not authorize? So which of the documents they find missing where he did not endorse? Which of them would you say?
You know, sometimes a payment can be raised. A requisition will be raised.
Yes.
And if a requisition is raised, then it's sent to the CEO for approval before a check is drawn.
Yes.
So when the check is drawn, then we will effect the payments. And sometimes these circumstances would have been a check was drawn and the receipt attached and the payment vouchers prepared. And
After?
Yes.
After?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was not sent to the CEO for him to sign.
Sign.
Yes.
So
That
which
could-
means transactions are done and then the paperwork is done retroactively.
Yeah, sometimes, yes, that happens.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Sallah,
Yes.
are all payments done via check,
Yeah, almost most of the payments are done. There are some cash payment we do.
most payments?
Yes, there are
No, that's not correct. Most of your payments are done through cash payments.
most payments are done on cash.
That would not be correct. Most of your payments are done through cash transactions. That is why you don't bank all these monies, because then you authorize the collectors or whatsoever to spend monies. They buy fuel. If you are paying for fuel, do you use check?
Yes, we use checks.
You don't use check.
Yes.
Look, the Annex B, turn to Annex B, page 64. $1,000 was paid. These are the payment vouchers processed by you, the Director of Finance, without following due process. Do you see that? Do you see that?
There is none of these payments that is, this is night allowance repair. These are none of these payments are all on check. Because you cannot pay a router, this router 1,900, we don't, to QCell, these are all payment by checks.
You cannot pay it in cash.
We paid in cash, to be honest.
No, you are saying you can't pay QCell cash?
We can, but QCell transactions, we can find out from the QCell's account.
No, I'm just saying that you can't pay cash. They don't accept cash.
They
QCell?
accept cash.
What are you talking about? I pay my internet every day, every time using by cash.
I'm not saying that they don't pay, they don't accept cash, but we pay them by check.
No. Let's go one by one.
Yes.
21st July 2020,
Yes.
net allowance $1,000. Was that paid through check?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Well, Council, these are transactions that took long time. I cannot remember.
But you're saying yes.
But these ones, most of these, because you cannot like repairs, maintenance and repairs 19,000, and it has double. This is router for the internet for the chairman.
How are net allowances paid? Through check? Is that the?
Yeah, sometimes we pay check, sometimes we pay cash.
You pay through cash, net allowance.
I did not dispute that we
Yes.
pay in cash sometimes. I said it. I'm not saying that all payments are done in check. I
You
did not say
purchase
that.
four door lockers and oil paint. That will be through cash payment.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
Exactly. So that is why these monies cannot be traced, because they were made through cash payments. But then the bottom line is, all these transactions, they were not duly authorized. You are the only one who will make these payments without having authority. And you want to dispute that?
Because these ones, yes, because you can see the amount as pay. You know that one is for GRA.
Yes.
And you know that one is by it cannot be paid by cash. Those ones.
It cannot be paid. Any payment can be done by cash, right?
Now with this GRA, all these transactions, it is true that sometimes if the CEO would not sign,
Yes.
but it does not mean that it was not approved. It was not an approved payment.
No, you see, you can prepare a particular payment and the CEO will sign the check alone. That doesn't make it valid. You know better than I do. That
Yes.
would not be valid.
Yes.
So it will not exonerate you. It will only add another co-conspirator in the commission of the crime. That will be the CEO. So your actions are not legal no matter what. Even if you are saying the CEO signs a check, the process of authorizing payment is through raising proper vouchers, payment vouchers.
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand why we are having the discussion? So if you don't raise the proper vouchers, even if the CEO signs the checks together with you, you have unlawfully made payments or withdrawn money from the accounts.
Okay. Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I
So
agree.
your argument regarding the CEO probably signed the check would only make matters worse, but would not exonerate you. So you have the 4G data router, $1,900 is no record of this particular payment. Second advance payment for gratuity for Tamsir Jame, staff salary for July 2020. You have night allowance in July 2020, $3,900. You have final payment for the purchase of chairperson's car, $130,000. Do you recall this transaction?
Pardon me?
Do you recall that transaction?
Yes.
So there were no records of the transactions.
And it was a check payment to the Amsterdam Banjul Challenge.
Forget the check payment.
Yes.
The process of paying
Yes.
was not proper. That is what is being raised. And you also have, yes, staff salaries as well for the most part. All the amount, $852,547 is 50% that you have sanctioned without following due process. And it's vice versa. The same goes with the data of the CEO as well. Sanctioning payments, if you turn to the next page, Annex C.
Before we, I want clarity. Mr. Sallah, the heading of under page 64 says that payment vouchers processed by Director of Finance. It is my understanding that these vouchers that are being mentioned and dates given, details given, are vouchers that you personally processed. Is that the situation?
No, I think what they are saying here is, because I don't prepare payment vouchers, what they are saying is it's prepared and assigned by myself, and it should have gone to the CEO for final approval.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted that clarification.
Yes.
All right. So you said next page? Council.
Yes. There are so many samples of vouchers that you prepare yourself. So who prepares the vouchers in your department?
You have Fat Sabali and Amin Yabali.
Not the names, the positions.
Yes, the cashiers. We have 2 cashiers.
Should you be preparing vouchers?
Yes, they should. Because when they prepare vouchers, they bring to my office to sign. When a requisition is made.
Should you, this Director of Finance, be preparing vouchers?
No.
But you prepare vouchers. You do that.
That is, yes, I prepare vouchers, but that is of late when yes, I prepare vouchers sometimes.
Should you do that?
No.
Exactly. Most of these vouchers are prepared by you. I think that was what the chair was asking. You have been preparing vouchers and signing them.
Yes.
You yourself will prepare the voucher and sign the voucher.
Yes, and you know that's the reason. That's for the first time when these 2 of the cashiers were on leave, were on study leave. Those are the times that I prepare.
No excuse. No excuse.
Yes.
We have 22nd of January, voucher 222-0104. This was in 2020. That you prepared by Gibbi Sallah.
Yes.
The amount is $9,939.80. The CEO did not even sign the voucher. You're not supposed to prepare the voucher. You prepared and signed it yourself. So what will happen to the proper administrative checks and balances? They are totally disregarded. Sir?
Yes.
Why?
But that time, you know, I told you when I came in, we started building the capacity of the staffs. Then some of them.
Sorry, Mr. Sallah. When I ask you this question, I expected you to tell me, because we have the records, that sometimes you prepare the vouchers. I asked you a very direct question, that my understanding of what the auditor is saying here is that these are some of the sample. They just took sample out of the transactions that you did. And it was indicative of the fact that these are vouchers you personally prepared, and you said no. So you kindly tell us, before we confront you with the evidence, if you recall, no, just listen. If you recall, tell us what actually happened. Because we understand. It's possible.
Yeah, sometimes
it's not in line with what is supposed to be done.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But sometimes I prepare.
Okay.
Just, yes.
And this is totaling to 92,786.50. These are all transactions supposedly done by the CEO without your approval. Is that the situation?
Yeah, you know, sometimes some of this
yes.
Yes.
It's the situation.
Sometimes it happens when the CEO will make.
Let me just be clear. These are transactions that were not sanctioned by you.
Yes.
And the CEO proceeded in completing the transactions and using funds of the council, right?
Yes.
Totaling to this amount that is stated, which
Yes.
is 92,786.50.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, because if you look at these transactions, most of them here, like, you know, they are very minimal. So some of them could be cash transactions that we.
They are what?
They're you know, they are minimal, so they can be paid as cash, like 1,000. Except this where you have 5,100.
So I don't understand. Can you explain that? Let me understand.
I said sometimes
Yes.
we pay on cash.
Yes.
That is true.
So if I can understand what you're saying,
Yes.
basically 90% of these transactions are within 1 to 5,000, except for the transaction for PVC number 96, which is beyond 5,000, right?
Yes.
So now you are saying that it could be safely assumed that all, not safely assumed, it would be correct to say that all these transactions were cash.
Cash, yes.
Thank you. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
I think I even tried to discuss that with you, the fact that most of these payments are done through cash because they were petty payments. Petty cash made.
Yes.
And so it will be easy, but if you keep on repeating check, it will suggest that checks were being used mainly for payment, which was not the case. Now, similarly, the chairperson has already outlined that there were also amounts of monies paid without your approval as well. Why was there a very flexible environment in Mansako Area Council regarding how payments can be done? Sometimes you sanction them without the CEO, sometimes you will sanction them without you. That wasn't the case.
It wasn't flexible. What I sometimes is the when a payment voucher is raised, and it's responsible of the cashiers or the accounting officers to submit to us to sign, and most of the time they wouldn't do that. So I think, and when they file it, it becomes maybe every one of us will forget, and it will be passed until the audit comes in.
Forget.
Yes, sometimes we are human beings. We forget.
We are not what?
We are human beings.
We don't forget. These are simple things. They are rules. They are regulations. It's not. No one employed you to be using your discretion as to how you want to operate the finance department. There are sets of rules. But when you keep on forgetting monies accumulated to millions of dollars, you want to say you forget, then no one will be responsible for anything. Ms. Sallah. Easy as that. Yeah, when you keep on forgetting people's the public funds. You cannot say that. Do you forget your salary when it's supposed to be paid? Ms. Sallah?
No.
Exactly. You don't forget it. So you cannot forget to also pay the government when you're supposed to pay the public. That's why I said you have a very relaxed attitude at the area council. And also, another serious matter arose on page 26. The vouchers were also being duplicated. Do you understand that? You have voucher number 32 for net allowance. These are samples of vouchers being duplicated. You can turn to page 32. Repair and maintenance, voucher number 6, $19,000 is duplicated. 88, fuel for Banjul, 8017D. Who drives 8017D at the time?
Page 32.
Page 26. Because when you duplicate vouchers, you're making payment twice. Sallah.
Yeah.
You know, I hear people saying that they wish they work for council. I mean, you guys, I don't understand which world you were living in. Page 26?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, yes.
How can you duplicate vouchers?
There is maybe the duplication might be the numbers. You know, each payment voucher has numbers. So when you are making payment, sometimes if you don't change the numbers, it will be a duplication of them.
And then you can pay twice.
Yes, that is possible. But indicating that, you know, there are different payments. The number can be duplicated, but the payments will be different.
Yes, if the payments are different, it's two payments.
Yes.
For one transaction.
But no, it will be the checks attached or the payments will be different.
No, there's net allowance. There will be any check attached to it.
Yes.
Most of these payments were done through cash payments. For instance, let's just go specifically to the finding. Our review of payment vouchers revealed that 4 voucher numbers amounted to $32,860 were duplicated. However, the dates, details, and amounts were different, and the other set of the duplicated vouchers were not posted to the cash book. Now, implication, there is risk that these payments were not genuine, leading to loss of funds to council. Is that a very genuine implication?
Yes, these are implications.
You're making payment twice for the same thing. Page 30, we have the financial statements. We won't touch that because we've already discussed that issue.
Sorry, Council.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Sallah, if you go to page 62, Sorry to bring you back on the undeposited collection by the Director of Finance. It has been noted in the documentation that is sent from Mansako Area Council the serious anomaly in some of the transactions. For instance, on the 11th of February 2022, receipt number GTR number 3006062. The payee is Sankung Sedikan. The details of that payment indicates that payment of various revenues, and the total sum collected from Sankung Sedikan is 10,000. Now, we have seen this recurrent issue. How would you now, because if the detailed description of the revenue that has been collected is indicative of the fact that it is various revenues, how would you have a proper picture of different revenue lines being collected by council if a particular person pays revenue and is all lumped together and, you understand, paid as a total sum?
Yeah, if you look at this, some of them some are Lumo juice and some.
So what
some
I want to know is that, is this a serious anomaly that will not allow you to have a clear picture of what you generate on different revenue lines?
Yeah, if you look
Is it an anomaly?
No, it will tell you. This one, if you go to the receipt books,
Yes.
when you say various revenues, each of the revenue has its revenue heads. If it is monthly canteen rents, in this respect, it's monthly canteen rents and the Lumo juice he collects. So when it says various.
Now this payee is a collector.
Yes, Sunkar Sedikan.
Is a collector paying to you.
Yes.
Paying to you.
Yes.
So it's not a taxpayer.
No, he's a revenue collector.
It's a revenue collector.
Yes.
Okay. So now, my question is, why would he not submit the payments and you give them GTRs reflective of the correct revenue line? Why do you have to lump it?
Yeah, when he collects various revenues.
Yes.
When he collects in the various revenue in their cash book,
yes,
it is stated each of the revenues he collected total into the amount.
Okay.
It's there.
Yes. So.
But that will not reflect on the that will only reflect on the receipt to say that the various payments in respect of various payments like canteen rents and the Lumo juice.
So, is this not why there is a problem in the council? Because in the first place, this collector is not supposed to pay this cash to you, is he? Is he supposed to pay this cash to you?
Cash?
For you to cash or receipt or issue you receipt in any form. Is he supposed to?
Yeah, that's what they used to retire. When they collect, that is the check and balance we do. When they collect up to 20,000, when they come and they want to reconcile, they will bring their receipt books that they deposited, the bank slips and their receipt. We will add up the receipt books that they have received, maybe 20,000, that will be added. If those ones are added to this thing, and the deposit slips, that's the time that we give him receipts. So
but
that receipt
is it not contained in the financial manual that any collector that collects, you should go straight to the bank and deposit?
That's it, yes.
Yes. So if the collector collects, you already have the GTRs given to them, and they have signed off. They sign off from you the CBRB.
Yes.
Indicating that they have collected receipt book number 1 to 100.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
My issue is that when they collect tax, the law is saying that they should go to the bank and deposit.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So at the end of the day, you are supposed to do a monthly reconciliation.
Yes.
Look at what they have deposited in the bank.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis with the GTRs.
Yes.
To cross-check whether they have gotten.
Yes.
So my problem is the intermediary that you are playing in between.
Yes.
Is that what the law provides for? That is what I want to be clear about.
Yes.
Because you issue them with a GTR receipt indicating that they have deposited.
Yes.
So that intermediary role, that is what I want to be clear of.
You know, when
Whether it's provided for in the Finance and Audit Act or in the Financial Manual. Is it provided for?
No, I cannot find it out. I did not check in the
So
financial.
it is not a correct process.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, it's
It
not
is
a cross.
not a correct process.
Yes, it's not a
So
cross
there
process.
should not be an intermediary through you
Yes.
to issue any receipt whatsoever.
Yes.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Any other question? Any other question? It's so loud. Very well. Now, let's discuss briefly the issue of contracts. On presented contract files for auditing, did you not have access to this audit? This contracts that have been awarded?
No, I am not. I'm not aware of.
Now, let me just take you quickly to page 43. I think it's 43. We'll come back, but page 43 regarding the withholding tax. Are you there on page 43?
Yes, yes.
2.4.3. There was a finding regarding your area council, your time at, when you were making payments to these contractors. You don't withhold tax.
Yes.
Do you understand?
That is true.
Do you understand withholding tax?
I never work for government. I never understand withholding tax until the auditors captured it.
When?
This is 2020. When the auditor, I never withhold tax for.
Even after they captured it, you didn't still withhold tax?
20? No, we never. Since that time we withhold tax.
Have you ever withheld tax?
Not in Mansako.
Where have you done that?
In Basse.
In Basse?
Yes. Because then I knew that the 10% of every contract given, the 10% goes to government. Because my experience in working does not. It's the first time when I left university. I was working with Gambia Red Cross. They never withhold tax. It's a charitable organization. We don't withhold tax.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And also, because this withholding tax, it was never in my mind to say I never knew about this until when the auditors captured it. And that is the time yes. But why would I'm paying tax, why would I not ask contractors to pay? The
tax you pay is not negotiable. You don't have any discretion. It's mandatory. They withhold the tax without you even knowing. You don't go to GRA to pay tax, do you?
But I deduct it from our salaries.
Exactly. The same thing, the same way that your tax is being deducted is what is expected from you to do.
Yeah.
You are expected to deduct tax as well. That's why it's called withholding tax, as per the Income and Value Added Tax Act 2012. So whose responsibility is that? You were supposed to know. You were employed to know that tax must be withheld. So your excuse that you don't know, do you think that will be a very reasonable excuse?
Honestly, I don't know at the time.
What do you think is going to be is a reasonable excuse?
I don't know at the time, honestly.
No, you haven't still answered my question. Do you think it's a reasonable excuse to say you don't know that you must withhold tax? You know how much financial loss you have, of course, to the government when you do not withhold tax as the finance director? Sallah.
Yes.
I need answers to questions.
Yes, I know that. I said I didn't withhold tax because at that time I didn't know, to be honest. That's my statement.
Do you think it's a sufficient excuse or a reason?
Well, if you don't know, you don't know, because it was not, I was never put it, I didn't know, to be honest.
Are you not qualified?
Huh?
When you were appointed, what were you appointed as? The finance director?
Yes.
What does that mean? They didn't appoint anyone, and they didn't just appoint any finance, they appointed an honest student finance director, which you told us in no uncertain terms, very clear, and we accept, because we value competence. So you were supposed to withhold tax, you failed to withhold tax, Mr. Sallah, and it's your responsibility. Do you accept that?
Yes.
Now, yes.
Sorry. Mr. Sallah,
No.
just for my comprehension, how many Sadie bars do you have in the council?
Sediba. We have one.
And that is Modu Sediba.
Yes.
What about the other guys? Is it Sunkaru Sediba? Or
Sunkar
Dudu-
Sedi Khan.
Oh, that's Sedi Khan.
Yes.
Oh, and Dudu? You have Dudu, Mamadou? These are all the same person?
Yeah, Dudu and Momudu are the same thing.
Are the
Are the
same.
same person.
And okay, my follow-up question would have been: is it that since you bought plot from the family, that's why you have so many Sadie bars and in the council's payroll, and you also have them encashing checks and all of these things? It's a long list of Sadie bars. You have Momodu Sediba, you have Momodu Lamin Sediba. Is it the same person?
No, no, no. Momudu Lamin Sedi. Like, this is Momudu Lamin Sedi. These are staff I found already employed at the council. And I wouldn't know whether it was because of the compensation of the, but the compensation of the land, it is not free, because it's not even free, because we gave the, yes, we paid them 175,000.
Yeah, I know, but I was just seeing a lot of the same names appearing.
They are different persons. The different, because Lamin Sediba lives in Bureng.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, they are different persons.
Continue.
Let me just ask. You said the Sedibas were paid 175.
Yes.
Was that a different land deal with the one paid to Baba Musa Tarawale,
Yes.
the procurement officer?
It's not the procurement officer, it's the procurement officer. You know, there are two separate lands. This one is the conference center. That other one is a proposed land banking for council to provide garage opposite the newly constructed market.
So the 175,
Yes.
you on the 26th of April 2021, payment was made to this Baba Musa Tarawale. Is he the current procurement officer for Mansako Area Council?
No, it's the brother. He's not even the current. He's a family member.
Is it?
It's a family member.
Okay.
Yes.
This Baba Musa Tarawale,
Yes.
he doesn't work for Mansako Area Council?
No, no, no.
He doesn't?
No, no, no. It's the brother. It's the brother who that Baba Tarawale. He's the procurement officer, but the size he has bad eyesight.
But you see, Mr. Sallah,
Yes.
when I ask you a question, I know the answer.
Yes.
So when I said Baba Musa Tarawale, I know he is the procurement officer.
I drew the check, and I can tell you.
So
Yes.
now my question is Baba Musa Tarawale the procurement officer?
Baba Tarawale is our procurement officer.
So it's not Baba Musa Tarawale. They are not one and the same.
No, no, no. The transactions, I was there. I was.
So now the land you bought, is it from the procurement officer? If I could put it in another way.
The land that was bought,
The second land that you bought for the purpose of,
the garage.
yes. Is it bought from the procurement officer, the one that has lost his eyesight?
No, I think it was a council resolution. You know,
No, I am just asking. Answer the question, then you can explain. Is it the man that has lost his sight that you bought the land from, that the council bought the land from, not you as Director of Finance. Is this the same man?
No. It's not from the same. Because that man, if he doesn't even have a land, he's renting. That land. I was, if you look at when we were scouting for that garage, this thing.
Then why did you tell us that the guy lost his side? It's the man that lost his side.
No, you
was the procurement officer.
I said, you asked me that whether it was Baba Musa Tarawala who we procured the land from.
Yes.
I said, yeah, he's a family member.
He's a family member to the
procurement officer.
Okay.
And even that Baba Musa Tarawala was not the owner, then he's not even the owner of the land. But I think it's his relative that owns the land. So the check was paid in respect of his name. And
the check was paid
in Baba
name
Musa
of
Baba
procurement officer.
No. Baba Musa Tarawala. They are different persons, ma.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
I now get it.
Yes.
All right. So I am now clear of the fact that
yes, it was
they
not
are relatives.
Yes.
They are relatives.
Yes.
All right. Yes. And this relative of his was a procurement officer at the time at Mansako area.
Exactly.
All right. I now get it. Now, before I hand you over to council, as of the 1st of June 2021, there was a balance of money to be paid to Momodu Sediba. Was it paid? Do you know whether it was paid?
No, I'm not aware. I didn't know.
But in 2021, you were there, right?
In 2021, yes, I was there.
Yes, as Director of Finance.
You are asking if that amount was paid to council's account?
No. Was Momodu Sediba paid the 150,000 balance of money owed to him because of the land transaction the council had with him, with his family?
No, I think the only payment we did was the 175,000 we paid him.
To Momodu Sediba?
Yes, to the Sediba family.
There is no balance of 150 to be paid to him?
No, I'm not aware. Because even that land, we sent a compensation for the land. That was what it was said. But I am not aware whether there are additional payment of 150,000.
Okay, we will give you the documents.
Yes.
Council, you may proceed.
Page 41. You have monies that were spent from monies being collected by revenue collectors without banking same. The amount is $1,451,895. So, for example, 1st January to 30th January 2020, a collection of $37,304 was made. 2nd February to 25th February 2020, $124,369. So, and the list goes on. Are you with me?
Yes.
And the amount is $1,451,895.
Yes.
So, why would the council be spending these monies without following the requirement of the financial manual? We were just to deposit same to the bank accounts.
Yes, I said it here. I said not all monies received are paid on cash, but
I know, but
yes,
we want to understand why would you do that?
Yeah.
For instance, you know Lyman DM Cham?
Lyman Cham, yes, I know him.
He's a revenue collector.
Yes.
And in his statement of the 19th of October 2023, he said on the second paragraph, on the issue of unaccounted canteen collections queried by the auditors totaling to $144,550. I remember paying these monies to the then Director of Finance by Gibbi Sallah on 2 different dates with amounts of $73,050 and $71,600 respectively, and he subsequently issued me 2 receipts on December 28, 2021. And the receipts are attached therein.
I said that I have never received any cash from any collector. If he said so, he has given me cash.
Is that not your signature, sir?
Yes.
We have your signature sample. Tell us whether that is not your signature. that not be your signature?
This is not my signature.
It has the B and the S. It has by Gibbi Sallah.
Yeah, but I
Is it
swear
forged?
this is. Yes, this is not my signature.
It's forged.
Yes,
It's not your signature.
this is not my signature. I never sign like this.
Turn to the next one. The Sallah, you come up with different excuses. Now you are now coming up with the excuse that your signature has been forged.
Whatever I do, I said I will say I'm the one responsible. But
Yes.
what I didn't do, I will not be responsible.
So you never had any transaction with Sidi Sane? Sorry.
Even these receipts, even these ones, I never signed these ones.
You didn't sign them.
Honest to God, I didn't sign these receipts.
Okay, that's all right. But then that is the evidence we have.
Yes.
Do you understand? And it is very consistent with you signing vouchers or making payments without authority.
If I had signed this one, I would say yes, I signed it because I don't have. But if I don't sign it, this is not my. I never signed like this.
Okay.
Yes.
But don't you think if you were doing the reconciliations, you will find out? Because is that a cancel receipt?
Yes,
GTR
this
receipt?
is a council receipt.
So if you are doing reconciliation, would you not find out that there were payments made without your authorization? Tell me.
Yes, you know this 50,000 here
So
is.
first answer the question.
Yes, that's true.
It says 903, the financial manual, that the balance shown on the monthly bank statements received from the bank will usually not agree with the balance shown in the cash book. Certain transactions recorded by the council may not have been recorded by the bank and vice versa. In order to agree on the balance shown on the bank statement and cash book, a bank reconciliation statement must be prepared monthly by the Director of Finance. A copy of the statement must be filed for reference purposes. So if you sit here and you are saying it's not my signature, you must have done bank reconciliation. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's easy for anyone to come and sit where you are sitting down and say, it is not my signature. But had you done what you were supposed to do, we wouldn't have been here in the first place.
I didn't do the bank reconciliation, but honestly, this is not my.
You cannot convince anyone that it is not your signature. Do you understand what I am saying?
Yes.
Because you don't have bank reconciliation for this. And so you cannot account for these funds. And so the purpose of the bank reconciliation is to solve these issues. Is that not the purpose?
Yes.
I've just read it to you. So now, where would we, if you had been doing your job, then your evidence may be credible. But do you think your evidence will be credible now when you haven't done your job? Sir?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Can I have the statement, or you need some details in the statement?
Yeah, I'm just
We can
jotting
make
down.
you
I'm jotting down the receipt numbers.
okay, you can do that. Now, for the samples of the payments not posted in the cash book as per page 43, are you done? You're not yet done? So you are making payments as well to non-council staff on page 45. Please turn to page 45, where you have the payment of salaries amounted to $33,000 paid to 6 chiefs and 24 court members in August 2020. Each paid $1,500 and $1,000 respectively. So you pay the chiefs $1,500 and you pay the court staffs $1,000 respectively. No evidence was provided to confirm the authenticity of the payment. The individuals were not part of the.
We receive correspondence when a court member dies, then it's been replaced by another court member, and I found out that those court members and those chiefs who were there were paid $1,000 month, $1,500 monthly, and the ones that are replaced, we receive letters from the director of governance to the commissioner, to the governor's office, that court members also is been appointed as court members, and that we paid him 1 month, $1,000 every month.
Do you have sample of that? Do you have a copy of the correspondence?
I don't know if I have, but I should have. No, I don't have it. But we have correspondence from the ministry. I think at the time, it was only two court members. They were issuing us the.
We need a copy of the correspondence. Sir.
Okay.
That is the most important thing now. Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sallah. The district tribunal staff members are the ones that you pay allowances for,
Yes.
right? Is it not the district tribunal that is supposed to sit on cases that the council would take there?
Yes.
So if you're paying their salaries or their allowances, what is the likelihood that they will be impartial in any case that you take there?
No, I think for our time, it was only one case they have done.
So I'm asking you generally, what is the likelihood of them being impartial if you're the one taking cases to them and you're paying their allowances?
I don't understand you.
If I'm paying your salary,
Yes.
I have an issue and I bring it to you.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood that you will not decide it in my favor? I'm paying your salary.
No, I think the idea is for them to be paid allowance is to help us recover our monies.
Exactly.
Like the rent tribunal.
Exactly.
Because even in the case of this Nemasu, there was a time they sat on it. There was a time that he said, when we send him a bill to pay, he has two shops. He has a shop and also operating a money exchange. So we gave him two invoices. He said he was not going to pay. And we ended at the rent at the tribunal, and he paid all.
So the tribunal decided in your favor?
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes.
So my point is, if you're paying the allowances,
Yeah.
why would they not do what will favor you?
Well, I think they are court members. They should know what right is.
But they're human beings. The same way you're the director of finance, but you do things that you shouldn't do.
Yes.
So did this issue of the conflict of interest ever come up when you had this correspondence from the ministry?
Well, these are instructions I found at the council, and
You said you received correspondence from the
yes,
ministry
there was
about it.
two alcalos, two court members who were demised. Then later we received correspondence from the through the governor, through the director of governance. Then a copy is sent to the governor's office, and also a copy is sent to us for the replacement of that demised court member, and automatically he was incorporated in the payroll to pay.
So let me just ask, how do you know how many staff are actually employed by the district tribunal?
How would I know?
How many staff? So I believe there are 24 staff that were mentioned.
Yes.
How do you know there are 24 staff?
No, there are 24 court members. Each district has 4 members. 4 members.
Okay. So have you ever had cause to verify that there's actually 4 members?
Yes, their names. You'll have the head chief. You'll have the name of the chief, and the 4 court members followed. Then you have another one also. Then the 4 court members
so
also.
Who sends you that list?
The one that I'm aware of, because those ones I found the chiefs and the other court members there. But the last ones that I'm saying here to the council, to the commission, that there were 2 correspondence we received from the ministry, and that those are in respect of a court member who was 2 of them, they all died, they were demised. Then we replaced them, replacing the demised one to another one.
So are you saying that the ministry will send you the list of all the court members?
Yes, they have it. Yes.
Okay, so can you, I believe my
Yes, I have.
co-counsel, yes, please provide us with that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, page 45 still, where you have the staff verification exercise also revealed that a tractor operator and a Lumo collector at the Bureng Lumo were working for the council, but were not included in the payroll, and there was no file held for them. When quizzed, they both confessed that they did not officially apply for the position but had a verbal agreement with the CEO. Was that the case?
Yes, this one, I think the CEO told me about that they were put first on trial before they were appointed. He told me he's putting, because at that time, when we had this Tuesday, the lumo for Bureng is on Tuesday. So sometimes in the evening, you will see Senegalese bringing in goods from other places, and we don't have collectors stationed at Bureng. So I think that was the reason why he said, let us get a trial collector at the time. And at the time of the audit, then these people, these staffs, they were not appointed.
Page 47, fuel purchase is not receipted. You have about the amount of $54,025. We are without receipts and payment vouchers. The only records filed were request letters from the individuals for reimbursement, and all were approved by the CEO at the time. Were you aware of this?
Yes, this purchase for the month, 49,700. I think we were supposed, when we paid, this is when we paid for this one to the GMPC. Because at that time we were collecting fuel from GMPC. That was a contract.
Is this not evidence, clear evidence that you will be spending monies without following due process? Most of the payments were done through cash, and therefore you will only retrospectively, if you deem it necessary, to prepare the vouchers afterwards.
Yes, these other payments, apart from the 47,000, this 49,720 was in respect of fuels paid to GMPC.
Yes.
Yes, that I can remember.
But I have asked a question. That is also clear evidence that you were making payments.
Yes.
Sanctioning payments, you and the CEO, or independent from the order, that you will make sanction payments without the process.
Yes, that's true.
So again, these monies cannot be traced anywhere because there are no documentation to provide explanation as to the financial transactions.
Yes.
Well, Mister, do you still call this a mistake?
Yes, some of them are.
Do you still call? You see, the entire audit report is primarily your shortcomings and the CEO. You call this a mistake still now, or?
Yes, some of them are mistakes.
And some are what?
Yes, some of them are not.
Some are deliberate and some are mistakes.
Yes. I will agree that some of them are serious mistakes. That I will agree.
And some are deliberate actions.
Yes, some.
But why will you take a deliberate action?
No, you couldn't say that deliberate. You might say it deliberate, but sometimes because it's the. No, if you don't know, at the beginning I said you don't know.
So some are mistakes, some are being ignorant, and some are deliberate.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mr. Sallah.
Yes, let me just ask. Now, the auditors raised the issue of payment of non-council staff, and evidence was found to that effect at Mansako Area Council. What steps did you take to remedy that situation?
One council staff?
No, I said payments are made to non-council staff.
Yes.
Yes, some people are just hired based on reasons known to the council.
No.
And then being paid allowances or salaries.
In respect of that queries by the auditors, that non-council staff would have been the two contracts, one collector and the tractor driver that was appointed by the CEO. And that when the auditors confronted him, he said that he was paying, that he was paying them from his own money. That I don't have responsible of.
But
apart from those persons,
from that, are you aware of others?
The ones they are saying non-council staff.
Are you aware of others? Answer yes first, and then you explain.
Yes, they are.
They were.
They were.
They were.
Yes.
How many were they?
I think up there the 33, the 24 court members and the 6.
No, I'm not talking about court members.
No, apart from that, I'm not aware of no council staff. None of others. The only one I'm aware of is the court members and those drivers appointed. But apart from that, no other staff, No other payment was made to another staff who is not working for council.
Fair.
That I'm not aware.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes.
Just left with few issues. One, just brief question regarding are you familiar with because there was a performance review as well, embedded in the same report. That will be on page 55. The CEO per se at the time was here yesterday, and we discussed some of these findings with respect to the performance review. Are you familiar with the Bureng guest house?
Bureng, yes.
Are you familiar with the current state at the time? The state of the guest house at the time in 2020?
From 2020, it remains to date, it remains the same.
And what do you mean by the same? Is it a poor state?
Yes, you know, the purpose of the center was to generate revenue.
Yes.
But it is not serving the purpose. We have never collected any revenue from the center.
Why is that?
Because, you know, it was purposely for the people coming from the Lumos to, you know, sometimes the Lumo starts on Tuesday evening.
Yes.
And I think a survey was made, and they said necessity for them to have a guest house for a revenue collection. But since then, we have not. We have done, at the beginning they said that the door is right opposite the market, so some people will not want for privacy purpose. We also changed the door to another one, but still now we couldn't have. There was one time that we had contract, MRC was interested, but during the COVID, they never came.
Okay,
So-
how about the poor state of the toilet facility at Summer Main Car Park? I understand that there was an amount of $170,000, page 58. $170,000 that was spent to build or construct a toilet at Summer Main Car Park. And it remained unused up to the time of the visit of the by the auditors.
Yes, this set toilet, we queried, we said there was no need for the toilet to be constructed.
Yes.
Because there is another toilet just of a distance. But even the garage people, they were the one pushing. I told the director of planning that these people cannot control. If they cannot use the toilets in the main market, let them construct a toilet for themselves. But they said it's a mandatory for council to build toilets for public. They went and gave the contract. The contract was given to the director of planning, and he used the director of finance document for the contract. The finance manager's document for the contract, that I know.
Can you kindly explain that scenario so that we understand?
Yes, when the toilet was to be constructed, the director of finance, the director of planning and development was pushing for them to construct the toilets. After when we queried several times that it is not necessary because there is a toilet just at the other end. So for us to save whatever cost or what, let us maintain, and or if the garage people, if the staff of the garage want us to build it, let them do it because they also collect from the garage. So I don't know until when it was approved. Even when the time of approving the contract, I was not there. When I came in, of course, I was responsible when they made requests for the first payment. I signed the checks. I cannot run from because I just signed the checks. But it was in the name of Concubine Enterprise. And later I know that Concubine district belongs to Sidi Sane.
Who was Sidi Sane?
Sidi Sane is the finance manager.
Finance manager
Yes. He does contracts too, I understand.
for the council.
I think that was the first time I'm aware.
But you said he does contracts too, but I'm asking.
He has,
does
yes,
he do,
I think it's a registered business.
Yes, but does he do, apart from that
toilet?
That toilet, did he do any other contract that you are aware of?
No. That was the one.
Yes. Okay. Can I just ask one question? The expenses from cash collections before banking, totaling to 1,451,895, were monies that did not have authentic document showing transactions done pursuant to the money spent. What can you tell us? That is on page 41.
Yes, these are transactions collected.
Yes?
As it is stated in the report, that for all expenses appropriate, payment vouchers must be completed by the finance staffs. The payment vouchers must be accompanied by the appropriate supporting documents such as purchase order, original invoices, timesheet, good received note, and others. Finding, we notice that expenses of cash collection before banking total into this amount of seen in the cash book. These are payments made, but maybe some of them, they don't have the appropriate supporting documents. That's true.
No. I could be wrong in my understanding of what this is saying. What this is saying is that these are cash transactions that are done. When
Yes.
monies are collected, instructions are given.
Yes.
Either you or the CEO will give the specific collectors instructions to pay and then bring receipts. Is that not what is meant here?
Well, that is what is stated, but this is not.
Is that correct? What I said, is it correct?
Yes, it's correct, but what I'm trying to say here is the total amount receiving on banking, it would be too much for like a transaction of 124,000 cannot be paid on cash. Like a transaction of 277,000. You know, those.
But they have given you the period.
They have given?
They've given you, because these are total expenditures out of collection, and they have given you the time period. This 124,000 you were talking about is monies that collectors have collected between 2nd of February to the 25th of February 2020. Is that not what you are referring to?
Yes.
So, it's not a single transaction.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are various transactions.
Yes, that's
Various
true.
transactions in the sense that revenues were collected between this period,
Yes.
and those monies were expended. Nothing was banked.
Yes,
Is
that
that
is
not
true.
correct?
Yeah, that is true, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Council, you can proceed.
Do we still have time? You made some withdrawals as well. You were making withdrawals from the accounts
Yes.
in your name.
Yes.
Are you supposed to do that? As the finance director,
Yeah.
are you supposed to be making withdrawals from the account?
All those withdrawals are made in respect of
First,
salaries.
we answer the question.
No.
And then we give the reason.
No.
You were not supposed to make withdrawals from the account.
Yes.
Okay? And this you understand.
Yes.
Now, why were you making withdrawals from the accounts?
I was just doing it for the conveniences of the staff, because when we used
Mr.
to.
Sallah, let me just stop you there. No one employed you to do services for the convenience of the staff. You were employed to follow rules and regulations.
That's true.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
So no one employed you. You were not paid. You were paid for your services.
Yes.
Like I said to you, it was not just any person that was appointed in that position. You were the one appointed because you were deemed to have been qualified and deemed to have been competent. No matter what anyone says, there's an appointment in public service. The law deems you to be appointed in the right manner and that you are competent for the job unless or otherwise proven.
Yes.
So at the time you were appointed, even if your CEO says you're not competent, I was just hoping that you are deemed to be competent. Is that not the case?
Yes, I don't want to talk about somebody's competency in whatever, but I know that I went through a commission.
Yes.
And I think there are people who were there. We did the interview together.
Yes.
In fact, myself and Suso did the interview.
Which Suso?
Lamin Suso.
The famous Lamin Suso?
Yes.
That must have been a very bad day for the country.
Yes.
I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
You were appointed with Lamin So the same day?
No. What I said is.
You went to the interview the same day?
Yes, for the position of Director of Finance at Mansako Area Council.
That must be a very unlucky day for the country.
Yeah, and many others.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
so if the CEO says I'm not competent, that's not my. I'm not surprised of you understand. But me, I will not say his competency is not my.
No, you can. I mean, you can say it.
Yeah, because I know for him he has not even. I just don't want to say somebody.
No, you can say it. It's a public hearing, and whatever you want to say, respectfully to.
Yeah, for him he will say that, but for me, because I know that I work for my certificates, and I know how it was hard for me to get those documents. So I will be really disappointed if he says that the competency is not. I will be really disappointed.
Be it as it may.
Yes.
Either you or the CEO failed to follow procedure.
Yes.
That is a fact.
Yes, that's
and
true.
the famous Lamin Suso as well.
Yes.
And some of the actions that you have demonstrated is really strikingly similar to Lamin Suso. That's why I said it's a very sad day for the country. The day you appointed you went to the meeting, because what you were appointed to do, you did not do. Do you understand that? You did not do. Now these withdrawals you made. Is it time? Is it time? These withdrawals you made. Why would you be making those withdrawals? For instance, we have even the COVID fund.
The COVID fund?
Yes. Mansako COVID-19 food support. You have the COVID account. You were making withdrawals. Is that not correct?
COVID account?
Yes. 16 May 2020, we have 4,150 debit by cash withdrawal by Gibbi Sallah. The same 16 May, $3,900 is withdrawn, cash withdrawal by Gibbi Sallah. Do you want to be shown?
No, those are bank transactions. Of course, I withdraw those amounts, but I cannot remember in respect of what.
You will not be able to remember, because then it was a practice at the area council to not follow rules and regulations. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. So there were withdrawals made by you. Series of withdrawals. Well, not series of withdrawals, but some withdrawals made from the COVID fund. And the same goes to the other accounts as well. What were these withdrawals mainly about, sir? Why would there be the need to make withdrawals?
Most of these withdrawals are done in respect of salaries, as indicated in my statements.
What is the procedure to pay salaries?
This procedure for, Mansako.
Is it not the same procedure you make any other payment?
Yes.
Or is it different?
No, what we do at Mansako was,
yes,
we will withdraw cash from the trust bank,
yes,
and deposit the same amount to GT Bank for staffs.
Yes. Yes, that is what we have seen in Basse as well.
Yes.
It's a very similar way of paying salaries, so that you can easily do whatever you want to do with the money. And then you wouldn't do bank reconciliation, and therefore there will not be any records as to why a particular payment is being done. No one is saying that you didn't pay salary, but the manner in which you did it is suspicious. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
do you understand that?
Yes, yes.
Yes, so for the salary payments you are talking about, there is no evidence of that, because you have not followed the dictates of the financial manual. Yes, Sarah?
Yes.
Any questions for the witness?
Yes. Now, your Reliance account, what is it? Is it a salary account, or what What is the purpose for the Reliance account?
The Reliance account
For
was for,
salaries? Is it
yeah,
for
you know, we have staffs who are banking with Reliance on salaries.
okay.
Yeah, so, but the purpose of the revenue salary Reliance account was to be used as a receiving account. You know, I said it in my earlier testimony that Reliance and Supersonic were used as a receiving account. You know, so that when they receive, sometimes when it is tied up at Trust Bank, because it's the only bank in the whole region, so sometimes it's too tight.
Yes.
So instead of them queuing them, and we don't have the opportunity of the facility for the staffs who will receive the money and not joining the queue, because sometimes, especially at the end of the month. So we have a lot of queue. We said, okay, now let's use Reliance as a receiving account. When we receive, when we deposit, but few deposits are made but most of them is on salary payment later on.
On salaries?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if you take a look at the Reliance account, effective 15th of July 2019, yourself and Paset Sise,
Yes.
the CEO,
Yes.
started withdrawing money from the said account.
Yes, you know, Reliance.
Just wait. And these were not for the purposes of salary. Am I correct?
These were not for the purpose of.
For most of it, it's not for the purposes of salary.
Can I see the transaction, ma'am, please?
So take a look. I'm going to mark it for you. And you tell me whether these payments were for salary. Payments such as starting from starting from the 29th of July 2019. Did you see that?
On the 19th of
On the 29th of July 2019. I have highlighted it with the highlighter. Was that for the purposes of payment of salary?
This 7,500.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
And for most of the withdrawals, would it not be correct to say that it was not related to salary?
You know these ones in Reliance.
No, I am asking, answer the question first. Because if you give answer, we will look at the vouchers.
Yes. You know.
So my question is, those withdrawals that you have done from that 29th of July, because you started withdrawing with Mamset, Paset from that 29th of July 2019.
Yes.
Prior to that, it was Mamset and Ibrahim and Nopal Jani, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I would be correct to state that most of these withdrawals were not for the purposes of salary.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Let me have the document.
You know, the Reliance, they have, it's a savings account. So when you withdraw, the signatories' names, even when you give a check to somebody else.
No,
when
but what is important that we have established is that these withdrawals were not for salaries, as you said.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what you told the Commission is incorrect, right? That these withdrawals, he asked you a question. He said to you, were you supposed to withdraw money from this account? You said no, you withdrew because of salary issues. And this is what I'm drawing your attention to, that most of these withdrawals were not for the purposes of salary. Am I correct?
You know, this account.
No, first answer the question. Am I correct? If I am wrong, you tell me I will take it.
Yes, you are correct.
Am I correct?
Yes. But you know, this account
Yes.
is a different account because it's a savings.
How many
It's a
accounts
savings
you-
account. When
yes,
you
how
with-
many accounts? Is it
when you withdraw-
a savings and a recurrent account you have with Reliance?
No, Reliance don't have current account.
Yes.
They
So
have
it's only
savings account. Yes. So if they give you a check,
Yes.
like when you withdraw,
Yes.
even whereas I give a check to somebody else to cash,
Yes.
when he withdraw,
Yes.
his name will not be reflected. They will say cash withdrawn by Parsis Sise and by Gibbi Sallah, because we are the signatories to the accounts
Savings account.
in the savings account. Yes.
So you give people's checks. This is not saying what you are saying, Mr. Sallah. This is saying these withdrawals are by you and pass it. Right?
I understand, ma'am.
Because it's savings. So
Yes.
it is only you that can withdraw the money from
Exactly.
the account.
Yes.
Nobody can take the money from Reliance apart from two of you.
Yes.
So these are withdrawals that two of you only did, right?
Yes.
I think
I just want to say, even
Yes.
whereas in the issue of salaries,
Yes.
when a check is drawn of 100 and something thousand,
no,
for
I
instance,
cannot wrap my head on that explanation. What I get clear is that you have just told us that Reliance has only a savings account, and the savings account, it is only you and pass it that can withdraw money,
yes,
right?
yes.
So, in the savings account, are you telling us, we will take your evidence because we are obliged to take your evidence. But are you now telling us that you write checks to people to go to Reliance and withdraw money? Do you write checks?
No, I was just trying to explain that, for instance, when we want
No,
to...
do you write checks for people to withdraw money at Reliance? Let's answer that question first.
Yeah, sometimes we do.
You do write checks for people
Yes,
to withdraw money from Reliance?
yes.
Do you
Like-
have any evidence?
Like, for instance, that's what I was trying to explain.
Okay.
Like, for instance, when we are supposed to pay a contractor, like an individual, we will raise and we will copy the check. And the check will be bearing our account name and account number. And when he withdraws it, when he is withdrawing it, he will have to go with our identity cards. Otherwise, he cannot withdraw them.
Yes, but we are saying the same thing, Mr.
Yes,
Sallah.
yes,
I am not saying anything different from what you are thinking.
yes,
I know exactly where you're going.
exactly. Because
So
he cannot withdraw
that person cannot withdraw any money from the account
Without
presenting
our ID cards.
your ID cards.
Yes, that's
and
the-
those checks are written and signed by you.
Exactly. That's what I was explaining.
Yes, so it is not an individual check that is given to a. You can. I think it's a convenient. Sorry.
Let me just assist Mr. Sallah here. In savings accounts, you have to physically present yourself before you are paid. One way of averting that is by you giving whoever is going to collect those funds with your ID cards. So you have to physically be present, or you will not be paid, or you give your whoever you are sending your ID card, physical ID card, for them to present to the cashier. And that is by no means that easy, because you could be denied, because you are not you cannot withdraw by sending somebody. If it is a check, yes, but a savings account, you have to physically present yourself.
Yes, that's true. That's true, sir.
Are we closing? Because I only have 2 questions for the witness. Are we closing, or I'm just asking questions whether we are closing now?
What is this? Questions?
Right. Just with respect to the land purchased from Baba Musa Tarawale, how did you determine the price?
No, I was not present when they were determining the price, and it was chairman, CEO, and the landowner.
Chairman?
Chairman, CEO, and the landowner. They bargained
Who
for
was
the
CEO at the time?
Parset.
Pasit.
Yes.
And the chairman is?
Chairman is Landing Sane.
Lamin?
Landing Sane.
Landing?
Yes.
Sane?
Landing B Sane. Yes.
They decided that they will purchase the. Do you know the size of the land?
No, I cannot remember. Yeah, at the beginning I know, but I cannot remember now.
But you made the payment?
Yes, I made the payment.
How much?
Oh,
The price would be $300,000.
300,000. Yes.
And you paid half, 150, and then subsequently,
Exactly.
I think, paid the other.
Yes.
But you.
And there were 2 land attached, and another one is Soribari.
Yes, but why would you make payments without having? Did this follow the due process?
I think no, it didn't. But at that time, there was somebody who was following the land, and I think council was very much interested in that place.
Council is no one's home. It's no one's property. It's no one's business. Things must be done rightly.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Why would you make the payment? Did you value the property? Were you presented with any valuation?
No, I was not.
Then would it be prudent at the time to make payment?
No, that was not of that such.
There was no procedure followed.
Procedure, yes.
So who made the decision? Just these 3 people, the chairman, CEO, and.
There was a need for us. Where the.
Were you part of it?
On the.
The decision making.
No, I was not part of it. When
so who made the decision?
The CEO and the chairman, they made the decisions that we want to move the garage. Where the garage is inside.
Why did you effect the payment?
Why do I?
Why did you effect the payment?
Anyway, when they agreed with him, then we paid part.
Were vouchers raised?
Yes, vouchers was raised.
Was raised?
Yes.
And then signed by?
By myself and the CEO.
But no evaluation. So you wouldn't know.
Yes.
If you had overpaid, how would you know for the value? Let's say the value was $100,000 and then you paid $300,000. How would you justify that payment?
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't justify the payment.
Yes, I
and how will anyone believe that there was no conspiracy or 3 people conspiring to overpay so that you will have your own cut? We know how it works. Will that not be a logical conclusion?
Well, I cannot say whether there was other cause.
No, I'm not saying there is.
Yes,
I don't have evidence of that.
Yes, I don't have myself. I don't have.
I'm not also excluding you from the transaction. I'm just saying that the manner in which it was done.
Yes.
If anyone is to believe that there was some kind of a kickback, will that person not be justified for believing so?
Okay, kickbacks. I don't know. I have.
But you haven't followed. You don't know the value of the property.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the value of the property. Was this discussed at the contracts committee level?
I cannot remember.
You cannot remember.
Yes.
Because that was not the case.
Yes, because what I can know on this particular issues was when the market was ready, we said to boost the market.
Forget the reason. Forget the reason. It's not important. If you had followed procedure, then the reason would be justifiable.
Okay.
The point, or maybe, the point is you decided that at $300,000 would be paid for a certain size of land, a piece of land. We don't know what the size is. Have you in fact been given the title documents?
The documents, yes, it was given.
What documents?
The transfer of ownership.
The Alcalo transfer.
Yes, the Alcalo.
With the script plan and everything.
Yes.
Was given to the area council.
No, the Alcalo transfer was given, and it was responsible of the council to provide the remaining documents.
The remaining documents.
Yes. Right. But the transfer of the Alcalo was given.
Right. Thank you. No further question for this witness.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, let me move this. Mr. Sallah, were you Director of Finance at Mansako in 2019?
Yes.
All right. So one of the findings in the audit report for the period 1st January 2019 to 31st December 2019 was about the removal of certain revenue sources from the council to other bodies. So one of the issues that they raised were that during their assessment, they noted the following concern issues. One, the 3 revenue components of billboard fees, hotel lodge license, and car park fees were transferred from the council's control to NRA GT Board, and GRA respectively.
Yes.
So the auditors had recommended that the council, through the general council, take up the matter of the withdrawn revenue streams with the relevant authorities with a view to having them restored. A similar approach should be pursued with the government through the relevant ministries to facilitate the execution of the grants.
Yeah.
The council, through the stakeholders concerned, is also urged to initiate the process of reviewing the current rates of tax levies with a view to upgrading to meet the needs of the council. So the management response was that my council have agreed on a meeting at the ministry, and we have finally accepted that the revenue items which were taken from council to be left with those departments to continue collecting them. However, with the intervention of GALGA, there is an upgrading of the property rates and taxes and the business license tariff, which are in the process of being gazetted for the LGA's use. So I just wanted to know, who attended that meeting with the ministry? Were you part of that?
Yes, I was part of it. It was organized at Ozone Bay.
Okay.
And they said the NRA and GT Board has an act. Each of those stakeholders has an act to collect.
Okay.
So when we went, it was back and front. And you said, when they said we, let's say billboards collected by NRA, and now they'll be responsible for paying the street lights, because council was collecting billboards and paying electricity for this thing, for them. And also the hotels, now they will be receiving operational fees, and will be receiving licenses. And that's what was
they'll be receiving operational fees, and you'll be receiving license, or you'll be receiving rates?
We'll be receiving rates rather for the properties.
Right.
And we will not no more be receiving operational fees. And likewise, the cattle that is taken by Gilma. Gilma now, they're the one buying the medicines. The stakeholders, they've taken that revenue sources, but also they are also complementing to what was the council doing. Because for Gilma, they were buying medicine. Council, I understand, before I joined, council used to buy medicines for livestock owners. But now when it was taken by Gilma, now Gilma buys medicines and give it to the livestock owners.
So what about the car park fees?
No, the car park fees we agreed that when council was collecting, because then I was not there, they used to collect less. So they said for convenience, so let us leave it with GRA to collect and distribute among councils.
Okay, but there's no legislation giving GRA the power to collect those fees?
Yes.
Because the car park fees are still in the Local Government Act.
Yes.
Okay.
But GRA is collecting on our behalf.
All right. So I note that you've stated that in your management response that you would increase the tariffs for your various councils. How do you determine how much tariffs or how much to increase the tariffs by?
If you continue like previously, they used to, like what we call it, when you issue a ticket of $10, and now that then at Mansako Area Council, for instance, the salaries would have been 600 to 700,000 per month, and now it will be increasing. So day by day, things are increasing, and based on that, they made a recommendation that we should increase. I think that was a contract given to the. One lawyer, Ben Suda, they went around to give us a proper evaluation, and I think it was sent to Ministry of Justice for gazetting, but still now we have not got that document yet.
We're talking about the tariffs, right? Not
the tariff, it was us who determined.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do you determine how much to increase by? You've already said salaries were $600 is about.
Yes.
And everything has increased.
Yes.
Do you factor in the increase in the cost of living?
Yes.
Okay, how do you do that?
Well, when we said the tariff from $10, the market ticket, they pay $10. Mm-hmm. So we say maybe from $10 to $15 now.
So how do you determine whether you should increase by $5, whether you should increase by 10? Were you not having a hard time collecting rates and licenses from the people within the jurisdiction?
No, we have a tariff that we
I know
use.
you have a tariff. Were
Yes.
you facing any difficulties in collecting these funds that you were supposed to collect? The rates and taxes, the license fees, all the other fees?
Yeah, you know, some people, tax compliance in this country is difficult. So even whereas it is left to $2, they will still have challenges. But when the law is, when we are backed by the law, of course, they must pay. That was why we sent to Ministry of Justice, who are responsible, who knows, who can say, yes, it is true, this can be increased from $10 to $15.
Where does the Ministry of Justice determine that it should actually be increased by how much? Is that not under your purview? You suggest the rates, do you not?
Yes.
Okay, and the Ministry of Lands determines whether or not those rates should be allowed.
Yes.
So where does the Ministry of Justice come in to determine whether the amount you want to increase by it makes sense or not?
Because
it's justified.
Yeah, because even whereas we increase and it's not in the law, we cannot imply.
You are asking that tariff be made law.
Yes.
So where does the lawyer come in to tell you this tariff, this amount you want to increase by is not justified? Is that not a technical issue?
Well, I cannot say that. I cannot.
But you just said that it is the Ministry of Justice that has to determine whether it should be.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is my.
So where does the lawyer come in with your financial issues?
Well, that is what I know. That's what I thought is the right thing. That was why we sent the proposed tariff to Minister of Justice for them to.
Your salaries and your allowances, when they need to be increased, you seek approval from the Ministry of Lands, right?
When
your salaries are going to be increased, your salaries or your allowances for your councillors, is it not the Ministry of Lands that determines how much?
No, it is only at the time when they say that salary has been increased. That is the time that council salaries also is increased.
Have you looked at your Local Government Act and your Local Government Finance and Audit Act?
Yes, I have gone through it, but not.
So wait, you've gone through it.
Yes.
The allowances for the chairperson, deputy chairperson, councillors, they're set by the Act, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who determines how much? Is it not the Ministry of Lands?
Yes, it's the minister.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but the Act is gazetted by the Ministry of Justice, or is sent to be gazetted by the Ministry of Justice.
Exactly.
Where does the lawyer come in to say, actually, this amount the Ministry of Lands is increasing by is justified or not?
Well, I thought that was the right procedure.
Okay, so if you think something, say that this is what you think. If you know it for a fact,
yes,
you say that you know it for a fact.
Yes.
Because this blame casting is a bit worrisome.
Yes.
Okay, so I have another question for you. I'm sorry.
They're taking the N10. It's already is it to 5? Yes. So we will adjourn, and we'll see you on Monday. Okay. All right?
Okay.
So we may rise.